What's up, Ravens fans? It's time to answer your questions in this week's Ravens Mailbag. The Combine is in the rearview mirror. We went out to Indianapolis and got a full rundown on how everybody performed there. And there's lots of questions now about what the Ravens are going to do in the draft. So let's kick it off here with the first question today. Is Zack Vaughn a possibility at number 28? He is the linebacker from Wisconsin. And I'll kind of take this one first.
Sure.
I don't really see it, to be honest. I think that when you look at him, he's somebody who played that rush linebacker spot, in college predominantly.
All over the place.
He was a little bit of a jack of all trades, kind of a Swiss Army knife. And I always wonder with guys like this, like, what is your position at the NFL level? He's less than 240 pounds, so he's not going to be somebody that goes out there and sets the edge as the Ravens defense. I mean, those guys are in that 280-pound range. So to put him in that spot, I don't see that being the case. Is he an inside linebacker? Like, does he have the speed to run sideline to sideline?
Right. Is that his strength?
Is that his strength?
Right.
I don't know. This one would be a surprise to me. I mean, I think other guys at the inside linebacker spot, Patrick Queen or Kenneth Murray, would be more likely than Zack Vaughn if they're there.
Or more of a true edge rusher. I mean, I agree. Now, the NFL is turning more positionless.
And Eric DeCosta did talk about that at the Combine. I mean, if you're going to go the other way, Eric did talk about positionless football.
Versatility is definitely an asset in the Ravens defense and with Wink Martindale. So for some reason, he's just not striking me as the pick, and it's hard for me to put my finger on it. But he's had good production. PFF is really high on him in terms of when he had the rush passer, he did it. He did it well. I just don't see him being the pick.
Right. So that means he's going to be the pick.
Yeah, that means he's going to be the pick.
All right, let's move it on. Next question here. This one is dealing with LSU. Patrick Queen is the guy I mentioned. So what's the possibility of finally drafting a player from LSU?
It is kind of crazy that the Ravens have never drafted anybody from LSU, and I'm going to blame this on Joe Ortiz. He's been running the draft for so long. He's an Auburn guy, the rivalry there. He's just like, nah, I'm not drafting any Tigers.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Now this year, national championship team, I think things could change a little bit.
You know what's interesting about this is Patrick Queen, that linebacker I just mentioned, is maybe one of the most popular projections to the Ravens in the first round. At the Combine, he brought this up unprompted.
Right. He knew the Ravens draft history, which is crazy.
It is. I asked him about the possibility of coming here, and he said, well, they've never drafted an LSU guy. And I was like, how do you know that?
Right.
I didn't even know that offhand. Right. And he's like, it's been pointed out to me.
You think he's looking at any mock drafts this time of year?
He was very well aware.
So in terms of whether the Ravens are going to draft one, I had to bring a piece of paper here because they have so many players this year that I can't remember all their names. 14 guys who could be drafted from LSU, which is crazy. There's 3 first-rounders that I think at positions of need for the Ravens. You look at Justin Jefferson, Clavon Chason, the outside linebacker, Justin Jefferson's a wide receiver, and Patrick Queen, like we mentioned. Any of those 3 guys could make sense for the Ravens at number 28 specifically.
Yeah.
So I think Queen leading the bunch there. And then you go into later rounds. Their running back, you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Could make a lot of sense in the 3rd, 4th round. You have some interior offensive linemen that can make sense, Damian Lewis being one of those. So yes, if I'm going to predict it, I think the streak ends this year and the Ravens get somebody from LSU.
All right, let's wrap it up with the final question today. Angel Wright wants to know, will the Ravens go after Robby Anderson, the wide receiver from the Jets, in free agency?
Another one that I just don't feel that it's going to happen. Now, he's a speed threat. He, to me, reminds me of Hollywood Brown in a bigger package, with a few more years. You look at his stats, around 700 yards, 5-6 touchdowns. You're in the 50 to 60 catch range. I just don't think that he fits exactly the mold of what the Ravens are looking for because he's very similar to Marquise Brown. You want a complementary piece to him, and that doesn't mean the Ravens are looking for a big, slow guy on the other side of Marquise Brown. They still want speed, which Robby Anderson has plenty of. But to me, he's just kind of like a clone, but he's 5 inches taller.
He's much taller. He's a skinny guy. I wouldn't dismiss it. I think that if the Ravens have an opportunity to continue to add speed, he has been productive. Not major production, but that means he's going to be at a little bit of a discount compared to some of the other top receivers.
But he's unrestricted, not a guy that's cut, so you're talking about compensatory picks. I don't think he's going to come super cheap either.
No.
Just free agent wide receivers just don't come cheap. He's built like you. He's 6 foot.
Which is a great figure.
Yeah. I'll pass on the Garrett Downing body type.
He's a great athlete right there. No, I think the Ravens maybe have a conversation with him. If he hits the market, I think that maybe. I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm not going to say it's 100% going to happen, but I'm not going to dismiss it. So look, there's still a lot of things to figure out. We love hearing from you guys, so send in those questions every single week on Twitter using the hashtag RavensMailbag. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.